How's it going, everybody? It's about 7 or 8 o'clock at night, and as you can see, we now have light in the container in the workshop. So I can now, we got power points as well, so we don't have to run an extension lead from the compressor to the house. We got power points. It's just bloody amazing. So today, well, with these YZs, I've got this YZ, the 78, I've got the 89, still got the RM that's not finished. I decided I can't do both YZs, I can't keep them both, so this one, sure that the crank has a little bit of play, and the piston's a little bit scratched up, and the bore's a little bit scratched up. I'm just gonna put new crank bearings in it, repaint all the plastics a nice white with some plasti dip or something, just tidy it up a bit, get it running nice, and then I'm gonna sell that. And so all it needs, all the transmission's still in there, and I've checked it and it all shifts fine. It's actually quite intriguing, it was quite intriguing watching how the transmission worked. But yeah, so the crank bearings are already out. Still don't know what that stuff is. They were just notchy, really, and I think replacing them and replacing the crank seals at the same time would be wise. So I'm mostly making this video just so I can remember basically what way these seals went in. So, well, as you can see, I don't even know why he split the cases, because it looks like you can just get these seals out from the outsides. It's really weird. So I think what I'm going to do is just put this like that, get a socket on there and just hammer it out. Well, that was easy. I just put the socket in like that and went pop. Out it went. There we go. Crank seal number 1. Doesn't even look that bad. Well, I suppose previous owner, that's what he said was wrong. So I'm just going to take his word for it. So this one, I think I'll hammer out the same way, come out this way. Yep, so I'll go and do that one. So that was a lot easier than I thought. It's out. So we're away. Wiring on this bike seems to be very, very simple. I believe it's CDI ignition because of the distinct lack of points on there. The reeds look fine, no chippage or anything. Even the clutch basket, you can see there, not really notched at all. It's just it's a pretty tight bike really for what it is. So what I'll do is I'll take these bearings and seals into the Honda shop. Funny going into the Honda shop to get Yamaha parts, but Hastings Honda is where I get all my parts and, if need be, engine work done. Back when I was a noob and I didn't know how to do any of this. So I'll go to them and they'll get me my new crank bearings and seals, and I'll reassemble it. Got my gasket gunk. I'll just gasket gunk it all together, and then we'll slap it back in the frame, do some skids, and then hopefully I should get about 500 bucks for that. I sold Super Scoot today to a fairly nice guy, 500 bucks, which I think is a good deal for him, considering the amount of work I put into it, and I still made money. But yeah, so I should sell this, and I should have somewhere around $1,000. Sell the CRF. Should get $3,000, maybe $2,800 for that. Now I've got a lot of holiday pay to crash out from work because I never take holidays, and I have enough money for a Supermoto or a Dual Sport or whatever I decide to get really. But I decided to show you just taking these out, just a little bit of work on the bike, and mad lighting in the container. This was only put in today, so. Right, so where I am as of now, I've got the seals out, crank bearings out, crankshaft out. I think I'm going to take this into the shop and just get a quote, because it's got, right there's a real stiff spot, and it does have a little bit of up and down play. So it's only a little crank, so it shouldn't cost that much to rebuild. Probably 200, maybe 250 including parts. It'll be the most expensive part. And then the bearings shouldn't be any more than 70 or 80 bucks, including the seals. So what's that? Around 300-ish to do the whole bottom end, just to get the parts, pretty much. And the cylinder I'm also on half of mine with, because it's got, you can probably see, it's got some scratches in it, but yeah, probably needs to be honed out or bored out to the next oversize. I don't know if it's a steel or Nickersil, if it'll have to be replated. I hope it's not Nickersil. If it is, then I'm not going to bother replating it, because it's just going to be a lot of money. I'm probably just going to buy a new piston, because this one's pretty scratched up. Just buy a new piston, just chuck it in, full bottom end rebuild with a new piston in it. Now that'll be it for the engine. The frame doesn't really need anything to it, it just needs to put the engine in and then sell it. So it'll probably cost me somewhere around $400 to do the whole engine, but I might get 500, maybe 600 for it. At least I'll make a little bit of money, and this is mostly a learning experience for me, so in my mind it's worth it, I guess.